Hey guys, this is Never1212. Who are you expecting? And today, we're going to take a short look into a game I like to call Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Now, before we actually look into any of the gameplay, I'd like to show a little controversy in the title, because originally the title was The Legend of Zelda: Triforce of the Gods, which, of course, no one wanted because it has the word God in it. Well, anyway, you start out the game, you obviously enter your name. Now, you could enter your real name, or you could be cool and be called Link, because everyone knows Link's name is Link. And of course, you start out the game asleep, because as we all know, it's important to get a good night's sleep. Come to think of it, this is the only time you see Link sleep. I mean, you don't have any hotel or anything where you can catch a few Z's, so pretty much you're awake for the next, I don't know how long you play this game, but it's a long time. I mean, seriously. Let's just hold on for a second and think about this. In a lot of the Zelda games, the hero starts out asleep. In this game, in Link's Awakening, in the Ocarina of Time, and of course in Wind Waker. Because, as we all know, if the character's not going to sleep during the game, he got enough sleep beforehand. Oh well, let's move on to what the point of the game is. So pretty much you start out with Princess Zelda talking to you in your sleep. You know, the standard stuff. Help me. Please help me. Blah blah blah. I'm in a dungeon. Come save me. When your uncle, who clearly does not have a bed to sleep on, tells you to stay in bed and just wait. So obviously, you stay. And you just wait. Until you realize that listening to elders is stupid, open your chest, grab a lantern, and walk outside. Now, the first scene is draining, and pretty much the only thing you can do is lift bushes. Something that Ocarina of Time Link has a lot of trouble with. One check for A Link to the Past. Other than lifting bushes, you can also talk to that one guard. And instead of escorting you home, because you live very, very close to the castle, he just says, "Run along, scamp." And there is definitely not a secret passageway to the left of me. So obviously you go left and lift a bush, again, to reveal a secret passageway which you fall down. Luckily there is a small puddle to break your fall, and you find your uncle dying. So naturally you take his sword and shield. And here's the point where I'd like to clear up a little controversy that is in the Legend of Zelda fan-based knowledge. Now, you can clearly see that your uncle's last words are Link. You can do it. Save the princess. Zelda is your ... Some believe this means that Zelda is your sister. In my opinion, I think that it means Zelda is your destiny. Your duty to protect. I don't know. I don't think Link and Zelda are sisters. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. Oh well, now that we got that controversy taken care of. No we don't! Shut up you! We'll move on. Link walks through this secret passageway and fights what has to be the worst castle guard in the history of castle guards. I mean, it makes the poorly trained pussy guards in Twilight Princess look like Marines or something. Oh well, you commit a few murders and you finally find Princess Zelda, who's obviously in the bottom dungeon, and is guarded by a person who has a ball and chain, and obviously doesn't know how to use it because he's beaten by a kid who's only had a sword for about 5 minutes now. So you take the princess and you take her to the throne room, which leads to the sewers for some reason. And you finally see where your lantern comes in handy, because it lights the way. Of course, it's also useful to light candles and such, but who cares about that stuff? So you go through the sewers, and finally you reach the sanctuary, where I'm sure in the original version was called a church. And you talk to the random guy that's there, and he gives you a heart. You know, you saved the princess. Now, obviously you can tell this is a lot different from Zelda 2, because it has gone back to the more traditional style of gameplay as a top-down screen. So pretty much what this means is that you have the simple sword slashes, and all the moves that you really know from the original game. But you have an added bonus. It is the first time it's ever been used, and that is the spin attack, where you can hit multiple enemies and do all that great stuff. The first time it's used is in this game. Also, this is the first game to have Kakariko Village, which is a reoccurring place in Hyrule, as it occurs in both Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. It is also the first game that when you attack Cuckoo, you'll get swarmed by cuckoos. Very bad fate. But now that we've gone through the main gameplay of the game, I think it would be wise to go through the manuals. So pretty much it's pretty basic stuff. It tells you almost everything I've just told you, even the beginning part, and it has the controls, and it also has an ocarina. But they call it a flute, but you can obviously tell that it's an ocarina, because it is shaped like a sex toy. It also shows a great list of enemies that you must vanquish in your quest. However, this manual actually resembles the sprites, unlike previous games. But what can you expect on an 8-bit console? I mean, if you look at the differences between the Hellmouser and the Snapdragon and the Hinox and the Wizrobe, their artwork looks pretty similar to their sprite. So here you can tell that the art and the character design look similar, where in later games they become almost identical, as you can see in Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, where the actual character models sometimes look better than their concept art. And as for the rest of the game, I don't want to give anything away, because this is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. Of course, I am playing it on the Virtual Console because the Super Nintendo does not have the red, white, and yellow cords that I would need to record it on. Damn you, Super Nintendo. I wish I had one of those, because that's a sweet Famicom. And remember, folks, remember, video games, it's better than sunlight. Until your eyes start to bleed. Remember to go outside once in a while.